Act 5 Summary Scene 1. A room in Macbeth's castle of Dunsinane. It is night in Macbeth's castle of Dunsinane. A gentlewoman who cares for Lady Macbeth talks to the doctor who has been called in to treat her. The gentlewoman says she has seen Lady Macbeth sleepwalking the last few nights, but she refuses to tell the doctor what Lady Macbeth says in her sleepwalking fits. Lady Macbeth's guilt makes it difficult for her to sleep. Her conscience is troubling her because of the unnatural crime she and her husband have committed. Lady Macbeth sleepwalks and gives confessions of the murders of Duncan Bank and Lady Macduff. Lady Macbeth enters, holding a candle, but asleep. Lady Macbeth keeps rubbing her hands as if to wash them while saying, "Out, damned spot! Out, I say!" Then Lady Macbeth refers to her attempt to convince Macbeth to kill Duncan, concluding with the words, "Who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?" She smells her hands and says, "Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand." She imagines that even if she used all the perfumes of Arabia, they will not clear the smell of blood off her hands. It is ironic when we remember when Macbeth was troubled by the sight of Duncan's blood on his hands after the murder, and Lady Macbeth told him that the blood can be cleaned off by some water. She finally tries to relieve her troubled self, saying, "What's done cannot be undone." She means that she should accept the penalty of her evil actions and that nothing can be done about that. The doctor says that Lady Macbeth's disease is beyond his power cure and that she needs superpowers to cure her, and that unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. He also tells the gentlewoman to take away anything that Lady Macbeth could use to kill herself. Scene 2. The countryside near Dunsinane. Lennox and other Scottish lords and soldiers discuss the situation. They say that Malcolm, Macduff, Old Seward, a general of the English forces, and his son, young Seward, have already reached Scotland with their army. They decide to join Malcolm and the English forces who are camping in Birnam Wood, not far from Macbeth's castle at Dunsinane. The lords agree that Macbeth must be punished for his terrible actions, and that those who follow him do it out of fear, not love. Macbeth's efforts to maintain power through violence have, in fact, turned people against him and made him weak. Scene 3. Dunsinane, a room in the castle. Macbeth is angry about the news he receives about Malcolm's army and the Scottish lords who have joined him. He doesn't want to hear any more reports about Malcolm's army, saying he'll fear nothing until Birnam Wood marches to Dunsinane, and mocking Malcolm as a man born of woman. He says, "Till Birnam Wood remove to Dunsinane, I cannot be infected with fear." He totally believes in the witch's prophecies, and he is confident that no one has the power to overcome him. However, he orders his servant Satan to bring his armor. He wants to put on his armor, even if it is too early to get ready for the battle. Macbeth has been a warrior all his life, and he will feel more prepared and confident wearing his armor. He knows his life become awful, but his ambition has taken him so far that he can't turn back. He asks the doctor about Lady Macbeth and commands him to find a cure for her. Scene 4. The countryside near Birnam Wood. In Birnam Wood, Malcolm walks with Macduff, Seward, young Seward, and others, Scottish and English lords. Malcolm orders the soldiers to cut down the tree branches of the forest of Birnam Wood and to hold them in front of themselves, and by this method they will hide the real number of the troops. This makes it clear to us how the witches have tricked Macbeth by prophecies of double meaning, and that Birnam Wood will actually move to his castle on Dunsinane Hill. Scene 5. Dunsinane inside the castle. Macbeth mocks the coming army. He says that the castle is very strong and that the attackers will not get in and they will starve to death outside the castle walls. Suddenly, a woman cries out. Seton investigates and returns with news that Lady Macbeth has died, whether by her own hand or not is not made clear. Macbeth says she should have died hereafter. He meant that his wife should have lived longer and that he won't be able to mourn her properly while he is preparing for the battle. Macbeth is left alone to contemplate a lonely future of endless tomorrows and speaks about life that is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Another blow comes when a servant rushes in with news that Birnam Wood is moving towards Dunsinane Castle. He says, "I looked toward Birnam, and anon methought the wood began to move." Macbeth rushes to see for himself and realizes that the witches have tricked him. He says, "Fear not till Birnam Wood do come is Dunsinane, and now a wood comes toward Dunsinane." He feels fear for the first time. Arm, and out. He orders his soldiers to fight outside the castle and says that he'll die fighting. Scene 6. A plain outside Macbeth's castle. Malcolm and his troops have reached Dunsinane under the cover of the tree branches, fulfilling the prophecy of the third apparition. Birnam Wood has come to Dunsinane Hill. Malcolm orders the soldiers to drop the tree branches and prepare for the fight. He announces that Siward shall lead the first battle, while Macduff and he will complete the attack. Scene 7. The same plain outside the castle. In the fighting, Macbeth encounters and fights young Siward. Though young Siward is brave, Macbeth quickly kills him and says in a mocking tone, "Thou wast born of woman." Although he has seen with his own eyes that the witches have deceived him by prophecies of double meaning, Macbeth still believes in them and thinks he bears a charmed life. Macduff enters. He doesn't want to fight ordinary soldiers. He is searching eagerly for Macbeth to avenge the murder of his family. Malcolm and Siward enter. Siward tells Malcolm that Macbeth's forces have surrendered Dunsinane Castle, but the business is not yet finished. Scene 8. Another part of the battlefield. Macduff and Macbeth encounter each other. Macbeth says he doesn't want to kill Macduff, as he is already involved in too much blood that belonged to his family. Macduff doesn't want to talk, and he challenges Macbeth to put up his sword. He says, "I have no words. My voice is in my sword." Macbeth tells Macduff that he is wasting his effort because he bears a charmed life. "I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born." But Macduff replies, Macduff was from his mother's womb, untimely ripped. Finally, and when it is too late, Macbeth realizes he was fully tricked by the witches that told him promises of double meaning to push him into his own destruction. He refuses to fight Macduff, and the latter calls him a coward and says that Macbeth will be mocked across Scotland if he surrenders. Despite certain death, Macbeth raises his sword. They fight until Macduff kills Macbeth. Scene 9. Inside the castle, Malcolm, Siward, Ross, and others enter. Ross tells Siward of young Siward's death. The old man is sad but content that his son died bravely in the battle. Macduff enters, carrying Macbeth's head, and offers his loyalty to Malcolm, the new king of Scotland. He says, "Hail, king, for so thou art." Malcolm grants all the noblemen who fought in his side new titles. They will become earls, a higher rank. He invites everyone to Scone, the ancient place where kings of Scotland are officially crowned, to witness his coronation.